I know I'm in between you and your lunch, so I don't think they'll like the long speech. As it is, they've come with great difficulty to work. చాలా కష్టపడొచ్చారు కదా దానికి. Nachiket, thank you for joining us. Manoj, Sumit, BSS, of course my colleague Amar, Jeet, Krishna, to the entire family of LTMI. Firstly, I needed some clarification. Is this an arranged marriage or love marriage? It's an arranged love marriage is how Nachiket puts it. So, thoda dikkat hoga initially. So, I think for this to take shape and for things to start rolling like good old days, I think it'll be a bit in terms of time. But I truly admire the fact that you're 16,000. I think that deserves a big round of applause. 16,000 in Hyderabad alone. Is that right? Hyderabad alone, right? In Hyderabad, you're 16,000, which is a large number. But, before I could actually complain, thank you, Krishna, for ensuring that, my complaint was because as soon as I walked in, because I remember my last meeting with Debashish Chatterjee, your Mindtree CEO, and I had requested him, and also SNS, of course, that we need to start taking IT to tier 2 towns. Because it's while the tier 1 metros are important, like Hyderabad, Bangalore, Bombay, and others. I only added Bombay because you're here. I actually don't care much for Bombay.
Bombay is the birthplace of IT.
कौन सी दुनिया में है दोस्त? So while metros are important, while big cities are important, I think what's more important is the smaller towns, because as operations expand, as entities grow, the one thing we keep witnessing, if you look all around your building here, is infrastructure and how governments really have to strive to ensure that all of you reach office on time, go home safely, most importantly. So what happens is that puts a tremendous burden on urban infrastructure. As a result, today, if you look around in the country, there is not a single metro which can claim that they have basically done more than what is needed. Even Hyderabad, while we have a lot of flyovers, underpasses, a beautiful, metro, in spite of all this, it's a challenge to make people move away from cars and private vehicles to, start using public transport, etc. So what I've been pitching over the last 7-8 years is we need to start looking at tier 2 towns like Warangal, Karimnagar, Nizamabad, Khammam, Mehboob-nagar, Nalgonda, Adilabad. The reason why I say this is because Nachiket and Manoj, more importantly, because HR needs to sign off on this. What will happen and what should happen going forward is, from a state perspective, we are investing heavy money into building plug-and-play infrastructure in tier 2 towns. In fact, all the towns that I just mentioned, we have built plug-and-play infrastructure so that some functions, not all need to be done in Hyderabad. The high end of the spectrum should be done here. The higher value work can be done here. But there's plenty of work that can be pushed to tier 2 towns. Because if you look at the trends in the industry, if you look at the trends everywhere in the world, not just in India, you'll realize that attrition is growing in the larger metros. So if you want to stay alive, if you want to stay competitive, I think the smaller town boys and girls, they have more fire in their belly. They don't want to move to Bangalore and Hyderabad and all the big metros unless there is a compulsive need. So given an opportunity, each of these towns has multiple engineering colleges, multiple very professional degree colleges, and like I said, most importantly, the tier 2, tier 3 town boys, actually boys and girls, have more fire in their belly. They have a point to prove, not just to themselves, but to the rest of the world as well. They want to compete on an even keel with the rest of metros. So my humble request, while I'm thankful for Warangal, we need to start looking further. We need to start looking down the road as well. The reason why I say this again is, pandemic has shown us very clearly, it doesn't matter where you work from. Not a single day down in terms of service levels, in terms of goals to be met, in terms of metrics to be achieved. No matter where we were working from, I think we all contributed immensely. Governments also worked from home. Governments also have dealt with citizens in a virtual world. And so have employees. I think all of you who are working from home, juggling multiple responsibilities, especially the girls, I think, who are married, you must have juggled many responsibilities at home, taking care of the children, the home, and also working. So what the pandemic has really shown us is a mirror. The fact that things can be done very, very efficiently with the same service levels being met no matter where you work from. So all the more reason why we need to start looking at smaller towns, why we need to start looking at tier 2 towns, why you need to start latching on to the opportunity the government is providing. We are incentivizing you to move to tier 2 towns. I'm not saying all of you. There's plenty of growth opportunity. There's plenty of sectors in which we can do more in the tier 2 towns. So I humbly request both Nachiket, Manoj to start looking at tier 2 towns and start taking this opportunity more seriously. A company like Zoho, for example, has actually taken coding all the way to villages. Some of the programmers, key programmers of Zoho actually work from villages, not even from small towns. So that goes to show you that there are enough talented people out there who can actually contribute to your growth story. Now, L&T Metro, I think you also should make one more thing which is mandatory. You should ask all your employees to definitely take Metro. I think that will help the city as well. But most importantly, you should make it free for them. Right? See, the applause tells you. You should talk to SNS. You should talk.
First one would be easy to implement.
I know. First one itna आसान नहीं है. अगर मुफ्त करोगे तो चलेंगे, वरना कोई नहीं जाएगा. The thing is, the metro station is not too far from where we are. It's the Rai Durgam Mindspace Junction is not far from here. Amar was just telling me that, the last mile is the challenge. Once you get down from metro, to make it to your workplace without any hassle, without being worried about, because most of us are on the phone anyway. Even while walking, we are on the phone. Even while showering, some people are on the phone. It's strange, but yes. The point is, we need to also be conscious of the, not figuratively, but literally speaking, the pitfalls. So on the footpaths need to be safe, the roads need to be safe, there need to be foot over bridges or possibly a beautiful skywalk like what Raheja has done in their vicinity. So if you guys come forward, if the rest of the tenants in this building also come forward, I'm happy to create a nice skywalk right from your metro station into the building. That should help you. Because I'm sure most of you are counting your steps every day. That will also help the steps, let me tell you. So instead of taking your cars, instead of driving all the way from different parts of the town, I think it's best you latch onto metro, get in, get out, and fly back home in a time-bound manner. That will also help me as Urban Development Minister. While we are adding number of flyovers all around you, if you look around the building's glass facade here, you will see that 2 more flyovers are ready. In fact, one will be inaugurated in the next 10-15 days. It will take you straight to the expressway. So for Juluri, where is he? It will be Amar, for him it will be very, very easy. He has to go to Mokila, so he just has to get onto the expressway and drive all the way to Mokila. Likewise, we are also adding a couple more. In Kondapur, there is another. Along with that, we are also planning a very interesting project, the elevated bus rapid transport system, all the way from Nizampet to the financial district and Kokapet as well. So that might take a couple of years. But the fact is, this is a government, unlike other cities, other towns, which has been progressive, which has been forward-thinking in terms of the infrastructure needs, keeping in pace with the city's growing stature. So therefore, I thank the management team of LTMI for doing the launch here and choosing this place. Most importantly, I do hope that you continue to grow, because एक बार हैदराबाद से अगर प्यार हो गया ना, तो you will not fall out of it. That much I can tell you. Because I've seen it enough. Lot of times I see people from Delhi, Kolkata and other places, Bombay, who come here. Once you experience Hyderabad, and even Bangalore for that matter, once you experience Hyderabad, there's no going back. So therefore, my humble request to you, keep up the pace of the growth. This is a very forward-thinking, forward-looking, very progressive government. We'll give you all support. Amar is your single point of contact. My principal secretary, who's, I'm sure, somewhere promoting the state and getting more business. He's also a very, very progressive man. So my humble request, keep adding more. We'll keep adding more infrastructure. You keep adding more people. And we look forward to your continued growth. Wish the entire family of LTMI a wonderful, wonderful, next few years ahead, because this is a new marriage, new merger. So I'm sure there's going to be some cultural, integration that needs to happen. So I wish you all the very best. Jai